Hey, welcome to Mr. Felix Studios, and today we're going to be looking at the Firebird set with the Sorcerer in Diablo 3 Season 2 character. Now, my first impressions when looking at the Sorcerer in this game is I have a lot of nostalgia for way back when, uh, a lot of things weren't nerfed and a lot of things were just a little bit melded together, if you would understand if you've played for quite a while. So by looking at this new season here and their new patch, just collectively, there's just all these different kinds of sets we have in Archon and Firebird, all kinds of things. None of them really make sense to me anymore. So I really decided that I wasn't going to really go into Sorcerer build. So I went against that here in Season 2, and I went ahead and I started a Sorcerer. And I went ahead with the Firebird build. And with this build, I automatically, first legendary item, I got the Serpent Sparker, 2 Hydras, which makes it effective for the damage this build does. But let me get into the quick skills and Paragon levels and gear. So what we have in our force is going to be Blizzard with Apocalypse. Feel free to minimize or not minimize, but take a screenshot or stop the screen here and look around. But we went with Blizzard with Apocalypse to increase the damage, Hydra with Mammoth Hydra, which with the Hydras now it increases the amount of damage by a ton within the last patch. I'll go into that perhaps in a little bit. We also have Teleport with Wormhole to get out of tricky situations. We all get into them, especially with anything like a Witch Doctor, Demon Hunter, or a Wizard, since 30% damage, defensive is less than all the other characters. So it's good to get out of the situations. We have Black Hole with Blazer, and this is good. You want to set this out first, get a lot of that cumulative damage to start proccing your dots on your targets. And this is all goes hand in hand for your gear. And then we have Energy Armor with Force Armor. This helps us increase our armor, but it decreases our maximum arcane power, which won't be a problem in the end. And then we have Magic Weapon with Force Weapon. This will increase our damage quite significantly. Then we have Blur, because we would like to, stay alive here. And then we have Conflagration. Fire damage dealt to all enemies is increased by that 6% there, so that's really good. Then we have Ecovation, 20% cooldown with all, cooldowns for Black Hole. You could primarily put those two together and you need a cooldown for that. Then we have Illusionist. This just helps with the wormhole and getting out of tricky situations. Alright, for our gear, the best thing to do here is pull up like a Royal Grandeur ring, start speccing the Tal Rasha mix with the Firebird. But right now, this is an early build, and I don't think I'm going to continue it, but I just wanted to give you my review on the Sorcerer Firebird. With this actual spec, I have my critical hit at 54 and critical hit damage at 300 or 335, which is pretty good. Now, any of this doesn't mean anything for your damage unless your fire damage is increased over 90%, pretty much what I figured out. Cooldown reduction is 34%. That is great for this build, but I would have to sacrifice so much of my gear here just to get the proper damage by increasing the fire damage. So I lose a lot of my gear. That's the one thing I don't like about this build. You either have the pieces of the build or you don't. So that kind of cuts it out for me because I don't have the time to spend on like the Barb or any other character where I can get the set items and I can just throw it together and I can get going. With this build, you need a lot of resourcefulness and a lot of player-with-player combat. And then Paragon levels, we'll just go in here. I went movement speed, we need to move around, get out of situations. I dumped it into intelligence. I'm sure you could dump it into vitality if you'd like. We got critical hit chance for sure, and then cooldown reduction. Next, you want armor. This will keep you alive significantly. And then just dump it into resist. Next, we have life on hit. This is kind of important to me because you don't have much healing in this spec, so this life on hit goes a long way. Then we have our resource cost reduction. This is just my thrown together makeshift build. I mean, there's nothing special around it. The damage is kind of low, but I just want to let you guys, anyone else that's trying to look into playing the sorcerer, this is kind of like the middleman kind of view on how this will work for you. So let's throw up our specs, our buffs here. Drop down some of this, we'll get out of here. And the main thing about this is, see, that's where the gear comes in handy. You just, we're already dying a bunch. I don't like that. I think I got rid of unstable anomaly. And what that does is it gives you the ability to get back up. So by getting rid of it, yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose of staying alive with this build, since you won't have quite the ability to do so. So I'm going to return to the town, repair real fast, and we'll give this another shot here in a second. I think the game might have lagged out a little. But yeah, the main purpose of this is just kind of give you guys a review from someone that doesn't really play this spec. And I don't know, it just seems too lucrative on the amount of, setting out your black hole, then throwing up your hydras, and then just dropping your blizzard, and that's pretty much it. Then run, do the same thing again and again. That doesn't really work for me. It's not interactive enough. It's kind of, I don't know what to say, but either way, guys, it's totally up to opinion, how you want to play it. This build can be effective if you have like your cinder coat, all the items with fire increase, like the 19% there, or the 16 here. All depends on the essential key parts of the build and how you want to play it. I think I might try like an Archon shield, increased damage kind of thing with that. I heard that's pretty good. But for now, I just want to let you guys see a short video about the sorcerer and my views on it. Overall I'd rate it out of 10, probably a 7. But that's just because I'm a little biased towards sorcerers now because of that nostalgia of all the other past moments I've had. Alright guys, I want to leave you with that. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Hopefully you check out some of the videos I have on my channel, and please subscribe, leave some comments, and like the video. Thank you very much guys. Enjoy.